Greetings, beautiful people, friends of freedom. I'm Charles Finney, and I'm here in Kiev today on the whatever day of the siege. And yeah, today was a very cold morning with a little bit of blizzard and flurries. I'm sure we're suffering, but I assure you, Ivan is suffering more. Anyway, today I'd like to talk a little bit about people who've been asking me questions about what's real, what's true, how is the war, how is the not war. Well, I don't know where to begin, but I think it's important to put things into perspective. So, a lot of people think that the war is all about bombs and guns, but no, it's also about information. And there's a saying an Englishman once said that the first victim in war is truth. So, for those who are too worried, I think you're going to be misled by the news and by mainstream media. But you can rely on old things like books. And today's recommendation is Wall Street and the Bolshevik Revolution, a classic by Sutton. It goes into the details how Wall Street financed the Bolsheviks. The reason I bring it up, it came to mind because it was Trotsky who said, I think it was Trotsky who said, you might not be interested in war, but war might be interested in you, or war is interested in you. He was riffing on the fact that the Bolsheviks were actually elected to come into power to get Russia out of the war. But then, oddly enough, fortune changed, and the new Russian Bolshevik government had to get people back into the war. So I think that's where the quote comes from. I think it was, yeah, you might not be interested in war, but war is interested in you. So, along that topic, I wanted to talk about the bigger picture, the picture that influences everyone. That doesn't sound right. What I'm trying to say is that there's more to this war or not war than meets the eye. And the best way to think about it is food, grain, raw materials. What is really at stake here? This is a war that concerns everyone, everywhere. At stake, well, between Russia and Ukraine, the breadbasket of Europe, we're talking about a potential famine if farmers don't get to seed the fields. And if the harvest is not brought in because of war. And let's think about all the raw materials. Everything that is in the good soil of the Ukraine that could be used for the Russian industry. Well, there's a bigger game here. A bigger game. And then, of course, there's also the Great Reset and the plans of Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates. So sometimes I think it's better to turn off the television and turn off the news and go back to books. That's always been my classic favorite. It helps you calm down. There's nothing like a good book. The last book I'm trying to recommend is The Terror of Economy by Vivian Forrester. It really is a good book because it breaks down, simplifies things. The whole world, the war, the whole economy, everything is just around three basic things. You have guns, drugs, and slaves, or various forms thereof. Oil, well, that's only a certain form of payment or lubricant for the system. Yes, it's tragic, but since the pyramids, nothing much has changed. So those are my two book recommendations today. I'm reporting live from the capital of freedom. I am Charles Finney, and we're still free, and Ukraine still is in glory.